Have you ever felt that your very ability to see the world clearly sets you apart in a way that isolates you from those around you? Picture a brilliant mind, a luminous star amidst a vast, dim universe of mediocrity, whose light casts long shadows over a society too timid to confront its own shortcomings. In this exploration, we delve into Arthur Schopenhauer's compelling view that genuine intelligence is not merely a gift bestowed upon a fortunate few, but rather a heavy burden that isolates its possessor from the comfort of common understanding. Schopenhauer maintained that true intelligence seldom earns the admiration it deserves. Instead, when a person displays a keen intellect, it often invites scorn and derision. In essence, when you let your inner light shine, you inadvertently expose the darkness that resides in the ignorance of others. This exposure is not a matter of simple pride or arrogance. Rather, it is the stark revelation of intellectual superiority. Wealth, physical strength, or superficial charm might be envied without much trouble, but the brightness of a keen mind forces people to confront their own limitations, a confrontation many find both uncomfortable and blinding. This phenomenon can be thought of as the mirror effect. When one person's intellectual radiance reflects back the inadequacies of those around them, it triggers a surge of envy and resentment. Instead of being celebrated as a beacon of progress and innovation, the brilliant individual is seen as an unwelcome reminder of the inadequacies that others prefer to keep hidden. Most people find it easier to remain within the safe confines of their own limited understanding than to face the disconcerting truth of their intellectual shortcomings. Schopenhauer observed that society tends to favor mediocrity. In a world where social acceptance is often based on one's ability to blend in, true intellectual prowess becomes an isolating force. Material wealth and high social rank might secure admiration and respect, but when it comes to deep thought and insight, those who dare to stand out are frequently ostracized. The prevailing social order rewards conformity and discourages those who challenge the status quo, forcing many brilliant minds to hide their true capabilities in order to avoid provoking jealousy and hostility. But why does society react so vehemently against deep thinking? The answer, according to Schopenhauer, lies deep within our very nature. Modern psychology, with all its advancements, seems to confirm what Schopenhauer intuited centuries ago. Our brains are hardwired to seek comfort in the familiar. New, challenging ideas demand extra mental energy and force us to question long-held beliefs. When someone presents a depth of thought that shakes the foundation of our personal convictions, it not only makes us question our understanding of the world, it challenges our very identity. This confrontation with challenging ideas triggers our amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for fear. In many ways, the mind perceives intellectual challenge as a direct threat. The thought that someone could unravel the comfortable narratives we have constructed for ourselves sends a signal that our survival, once based on group cohesion and social acceptance, might now be in jeopardy. Consequently, a cascade of defensive behaviors emerges. Individuals who lack deep knowledge may become overconfident in their limited understanding, cling rigidly to familiar ideas, or even exhibit outright hostility toward those who dare to see the world from a different perspective. Consider, for example, the well-known Dunning-Kruger effect, a psychological phenomenon where people with limited knowledge or expertise tend to overestimate their competence, while those who possess true insight remain painfully aware of the vastness of what they do not know. This cognitive imbalance creates fertile ground for resentment. Rather than being a reaction to the truth itself, the resentment is a response to the discomfort and vulnerability that come with confronting the limitations of one's own understanding. The act of deep thinking, by its very nature, forces us to examine the fragility of our most deeply held beliefs. When faced with an individual whose mind delves into uncomfortable and challenging truths, our instinct is often to retreat, to cling to the safe, familiar narratives that require minimal mental effort. This is the paradox of human nature. While we are innately curious and driven by a desire for knowledge, the very process of questioning and critical thinking can leave us feeling exposed and insecure. In this light, the brilliant are condemned to walk a solitary path, burdened by the awareness that their insights set them apart in a way that is both illuminating and isolating. Schopenhauer's view of intelligence is ultimately one of profound paradox. On one hand, a sharp intellect has the power to illuminate the world around us, uncovering hidden patterns and revealing deep truths that can transform our understanding of life itself. On the other hand, this same intelligence casts its possessor into a state of perpetual isolation. The more one understands, the more one becomes aware of the vast expanse of the unknown, and with that awareness comes an inevitable loneliness, a feeling that no amount of social interaction can completely fill. This inherent tension is what makes deep thinking both a blessing and a curse. The relentless pursuit of knowledge compels a person to question conventional norms and scrutinize everyday interactions that most people accept without a second thought. As these insights accumulate, the world no longer appears as a harmonious, unified whole, but rather as a mosaic of flaws, contradictions, and unfulfilled potential. Such revelations can make it nearly impossible to find solace in common pursuits, be it the lighthearted chatter of social gatherings or the comforting routine of everyday pleasures. In this way, intelligence disrupts the delicate balance between individuality and communal life. It alienates those who dare to seek a deeper understanding and separates them from the collective comfort that comes with conformity. Schopenhauer noted that the very qualities which set the brilliant apart, critical insight, a relentless pursuit of truth, and an unwillingness to settle for superficial explanations, also erect formidable barriers between them and society. This leaves many of the truly insightful grappling with isolation and an ever-present sense of existential angst. History itself is replete with examples of individuals whose revolutionary ideas were scorned by their contemporaries. Think of Socrates, who dared to challenge the moral fabric of Athens, or Galileo, whose groundbreaking discoveries threatened the established dogmas of his time. These trailblazers were not celebrated in their own lifetimes. Instead, they were met with fear, disdain, and even persecution. Their experiences serve as a stark reminder that the cost of true insight can be isolation and suffering, a price that, according to Schopenhauer, is often paid by those who see the world as it truly is. Despite the harsh realities of this intellectual isolation, Schopenhauer was not entirely pessimistic about the fate of the intelligent soul. He recognized that while raw brilliance might isolate an individual, it is possible to navigate the complexities of society by tempering the expression of one's intellect. One of his most intriguing recommendations was to play dumb. This does not mean feigning ignorance in its entirety, but rather strategically masking the full extent of one's intellectual capacity until the moment is right. In doing so, one can avoid triggering the envy and defensive hostility of others. By concealing your depth, you are not being dishonest. You are exercising tact, a kind of strategic humility that allows you to influence without alienating. In a world that values certainty and simplicity over the complexity of deep thought, appearing less intellectually intimidating can be a powerful tool. It helps to win the trust and affection of those around you, creating an environment where your insights can eventually be shared without sparking unnecessary conflict. Another key aspect of Schopenhauer's advice is the importance of listening more and speaking less. When you choose to observe rather than dominate a conversation, you create opportunities to gather valuable insights without provoking defensive reactions. This approach, reminiscent of the Socratic method of questioning and subtle irony, enables you to guide discussions gently, planting seeds of truth that may later blossom into a broader understanding. True wisdom, as Schopenhauer reminds us, is not measured by the volume of one's words, but by the discernment to know when to speak and when to remain silent. When you choose your moments wisely, your insights gain greater impact. Rather than forcing your ideas upon an unwilling audience, you allow your thoughts to emerge gradually over time. This organic process of revelation minimizes conflict and fosters deeper connections with those who are ready to grow and evolve. It is a strategy that not only protects the sensitive nature of intellectual discourse, but also builds bridges between different ways of thinking. In essence, Schopenhauer's advice calls for a measured, strategic approach to navigating the social landscape. Embrace solitude when it is necessary for deep reflection, yet also learn the art of blending into the social tapestry without sacrificing your inner depth. The intelligent mind, when tempered with humility and strategic discretion, can quietly steer society toward enlightenment without provoking the kind of defensive resistance that comes from overt displays of superiority. In conclusion, Schopenhauer's timeless insights reveal a bitter truth. True intelligence can be both illuminating and isolating. The world is often quick to shun those who dare to look beneath the surface, preferring the comforting warmth of simplicity over the sometimes harsh glare of truth. Yet, within this paradox lies the potential for profound personal growth and the gradual transformative evolution of society as a whole. If you have ever felt misunderstood because of your relentless pursuit of truth, know that you are not alone. The journey of the intelligent mind is fraught with challenges in a world that prioritizes comfort and conformity. However, this same mind is uniquely equipped to inspire change, often long before the rest of society is ready to embrace it. Schopenhauer's message is clear. While the path of wisdom may be lonely, it is also the very path that propels humanity forward, encouraging us to question, to grow, and ultimately, to transform the world around us. Today, we have journeyed through the intricate landscape of intelligence and society, a realm where brilliance often exacts a heavy toll in the form of isolation, and where deep thinkers learn the subtle art of adapting their insights to thrive in a world that values simplicity. The challenge before us is clear. In a society that craves the comfort of familiar ideas, those with the courage to seek the truth must find a delicate balance between the pursuit of knowledge and the necessity of social harmony. Your mind is a unique beacon of insight, a powerful force capable of igniting change and illuminating the darkest corners of human understanding. Embrace its power with wisdom, using it not to alienate, but to inspire those around you. I invite you now to share your experiences and thoughts in the comments below. Tell us if you have ever felt the sting of isolation for daring to see what others overlook. If you have found value in these reflections, please like this video and subscribe for more explorations into the philosophies that shape our world. Every great transformation in history has begun with a single thought, a spark of insight that, when nurtured, can light the way even in the darkest of times. Thank you for joining me on this journey. May your quest for wisdom be as boundless as your curiosity, and may you always find solace and strength in the pursuit of truth. Remember, each step you take toward understanding not only enriches your own life, but also contributes to the slow, steady evolution of society as a whole. As you continue on your path, hold fast to the belief that while the road of the brilliant may be lonely, it is also paved with the promise of profound impact. The challenges you face today in a world built for comfort are the very challenges that, once overcome, will enable you to illuminate a future defined by clarity, growth, and a deeper understanding of life. Embrace your journey, cherish your insights, and know that every thoughtful reflection you share is a beacon that may one day guide others out of the darkness of ignorance. Thank you for watching, and may your journey toward wisdom continue to inspire and transform not only your life, but the world around you.